It's spooky season, which is exactly why we're watching disturbing things from around the internet.
A void unquantifiable. An endless frontier full of wonder, discovery, and mystery. From 3D games engrossed in urban
To kick.com/Philion.
legends to some of the most disturbing archival insights into the human mind, the internet has it all. You just have to venture out a bit to find its dark side. In the early days of YouTube, a channel entered the digital space. It was titled MossB46P.
Dude, that's my uncle. No way.
GH, and it served as a hub for home videos uploaded by a man named George Sadini. He hasn't uploaded in a while, but we'll get to why later. What we need to know now is that this man lived a seemingly simple
Boxing bag based.
life, sharing videos of him talking to the camera and giving his viewers an inside look into his home. It is, by every measure, a product of early YouTube. A reminder of an era in which content was much simpler and innocuous than it is today.
So true. A couple of years ago, I would make videos that the platform wanted, that the people craved. Now, I'm in the slop trenches.
While at a cursory glance, nothing about George's content seems all that strange. It's when we really begin to dissect what exactly it is that he says and alludes to, where things become a bit weird. Take a look.
My car is an '07 Altima. I paid $79,000 for this in 1996. That's
For the car or the house?
considered a lot, believe it or not. Okay, we're approaching the door. Open it up. Oh, someone left it unlocked. That's not good. Inside, okay. Here's my big screen TV.
Bro, they've been bending us over post Y2K. Yeah, the most disturbing thing is paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for this mansion when I could have dropped $79K.
32-inch. It's my computer. Let me pan out a little bit.
First off, you may be noticing a pattern here.
Yeah, and they said Ice Poseidon pioneered IRL.
George continuously makes passing references to the allure of his personal items. He states his vehicle's price. He shows us his 32-inch big screen TV. And it's become clear that this video is
This is my cock, 4.9 inches on the dot,
meant to boast. But why?
because it's not his.
Pan out a little bit. Computer is connected to the stereo, which I listen to my MP3s and everything else. Pan to the other side. Speakers on each side are large. They double as end tables. Okay, couch and chair, they match. The woman will really be impressed. Okay, come over here. There's some reading material that we're all familiar with. Come out here through the dining room. I just bought this.
This is like if your real estate agent is a serial killer. This is where I sever their heads. This is where I chop them up into 9 pieces. And this is where I bleach their bones.
Dining room set.
Sadini pans down to his table after making a remark about women being impressed, to which we
Date young women. Office politics. See, all these women want a guy who reads. Until you learn that he's into some hoe-scaring politics.
can see a stack of documents and 2 curious
Yo, is that 48 Laws of Power? Chest up, shoulders back, eye contact, pull them in.
novels. How to Date Young Women for Men Over 35 and Body Language Secrets.
Some of you could actually read that material.
Interesting. As we continue to scan through his videos, it becomes abundantly clear that George carries an undying fixation towards women.
He passes a mirror, he's just wearing a woman's skin. Oh, sorry.
He's a man who hasn't been with a partner in God knows how long.
All right, well, let's not judge, okay? He's a sensitive, young, white man like myself. God, so sick of this, calling them incels.
And he seems to be persistently trying and
God forbid a man just wants to sniff a slice of sniz.
failing at dating women much younger than he.
Based. No.
It's clear that he's faced rejection multiple times before, evident by his books and lack of awareness that monetary wealth doesn't necessarily equate to attractiveness. In essence, these videos show that he's painfully out of touch, and while he would only ever upload just 2 videos to his
This guy is, by all accounts, a fucking loser.
channel during its short tenure, he would later crop up in other areas across the net. Throughout the years, George would carve out his own little corner of the internet. He would host a website called georgesodini.com, and at first glance, it's most of what you'd expect from an early 2000s website. It carries a simple layout, his name and location, various photos from his life. It was a humble virtual abode that resembled the countless other personal websites out there, and for a while, there was never anything suspect about it. Curiously though,
You already know this guy ends up eating someone.
sometime in 2008, a new webpage would silently crop up, and it's a simple link titled Life or Death. My birth and death dates. Take a guess. For any unsuspecting user online, this might come off as some sort of random guessing game. Admittedly, the internet had seen much weirder shit by this point in time. However, I wanted to bring up this page specifically because the date of death question here actually
I think cannibalism would be less random than what he does. All right, I'm strapped in.
contains a correct answer.
I'm ready to be disturbed.
You see, George Sedini isn't exactly a good person, and what lies behind this otherwise simple question is a glance into the mind of a man deeply disturbed. George, by this point, was planning something, and not a single person who knew him had any idea about it.
You remember the movie about the site Kill With Me? Same vibes? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I only watch films. I don't watch movies. I'm somewhat of a cinephile.
On the night of August 4th, 2009, George had made his way to the LA Fitness in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania.
This guy just keeps on winning, bro. He's getting gains. What's not to love?
Earlier that day, he had visited twice to look around. Yet this time,
He's checking out the equipment, obviously. All right, pec deck, Smith machine.
he had something with him.
Protein powder, creatine, wrist wraps, straps for deadlifting, weight belt, chalk.
He entered the gym with a duffel bag at 7:56 p.m. And after checking in, he made his way to the gym studio that was in the midst of kicking off their nightly aerobics class. Thereafter, he walked in, cut the lights, grabbed 2 9mm pistols, and fired 36 shots into the crowd.
Why you gotta do the Panthers and Cougars like that, bro? The milk mommies, the MILFs, the Pilates girlies.
The scene was a complete nightmare. Screams echoed throughout the air. Victims
If that's not an incel, I don't know what is.
began to flee in a frenzy.
Yikes!
Nobody ever expects this.
That's what I hate about this simulation that we're living in. You could live your entire life, 37 years on this planet, blow off some steam, trying to get right, both physically and mentally in a group fitness class, thinking about your day, your husband, your kids. Oh, what's this guy doing in here? Bang, 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 bang! And now you're dead.
Amidst the chaos, Sodini grabs a .45 caliber revolver from his bag, and during the next few seconds, he holds it to his head and takes his own life.
Police left the scene here
How did I not know about this?
at the LA Fitness in Collier Township, just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the early morning hours today. They have been investigating a shooting that took place shortly after 8 o'clock on Tuesday. They say a man walked into an aerobics classroom where more than 20 people were taking a class and opened fire.
Was he the first proto-incel shooter? Could be.
That night, 3 women had died and 9 others were injured in what can only be described as one of the most disturbing and heartless acts of violence that I have ever read about. Young adults, mothers, and fathers were all there just to get a workout, to make themselves happier and more physically fit. Yet it was all shattered by an intensely depraved man. Like we touched on, all of this was premeditated long before it happened. And the date of the tragedy, August 4th of 2009, would, as you'd expect,
What a piece of fucking shit.
unlock an entirely new and secret layer of Sodini's website.
You know, I just would prefer if we lived in a society where I don't get mag dumped on by a retard.
Why do this to young girls? Just read below. Moving into Christmas again. No girlfriend since 1984. Last Christmas with Pam was in 1983. Who knows why? I'm not too ugly or too weird. No sex since July of 1990 either. Over 18 years ago. For months, George objectified and chronicled his struggles with women. He expressed a growing frustration with how he couldn't get them
You guys see the danger of the red pill and the radicalization of man? I've been telling you this.
to like him. He documents
This is what these alpha male podcasts are doing to young sensitive men.
his pent-up rage and hatred towards those that could find love. And he even mulls over his so-called exit plan for nearly a year. I took off today, Monday, and tomorrow to practice my routine and make sure it's well polished. I need to work out every detail. There's only one shot. Also, I need to be completely immersed into something before I can be successful. I haven't had a drink since Friday at about 2:30. Total effort needed. Tomorrow is the big day. I talked to my neighbor today, who's very positive and upbeat. I need to remain focused and absorbed completely. Last time I tried this in January, I chickened out. Let's see how this approach works.
When you talk to their families and their friends, you can see their sadness, feel their grief, and that in
These dudes don't just want pussy, though. They need warm and fuzzy validation. If not, they would just get hookers. That's an interesting point. I've thought about this philosophically. If we were to legalize prostitution, brothels, whorehouses, ladies of the night, sex workers, would the incel problems go away? Probably not. Because I don't think they even want sex. That's empty. That's primal. It's carnal. It's fleeting. They want to fill a void. They have mommy issues. They want love. They want to feel appreciated, respected.
ability to understand why this happened. But each also felt as if their loved ones deserved not to be remembered for the way they died, but for how they lived.
In Japan, they have bars where they just rent them for an hour to just chat. Yeah, but Japan's not really the gold standard here. I mean, they have soapies, soaps. I forget what they call them. You just get rubbed down by a milky Japanese waifu. Don't ask me how I know this. Soapland? I think that's it. They have hikikomori, bunch of checked out hermits who are socially inept and just stay inside all day. Yeah, they call them spas. They got muscle mommy bars. They have a huge loneliness problem. They have a huge actualization problem. They have a huge depression problem. Cheating is also not really seen as a big deal in Japan, as far as I'm aware. These businessmen will just get pissed drunk, rubbed down, jerked off together, and then go to their wives. And they're like, yeah.
On that fateful night, the lives of Heidi Overmeyer, Elizabeth Gannon, and Jody Billingsley were needlessly ripped from them, forever shattering their families' lives in one of the worst acts imaginable. It's horrifying to think that something as simple as a workout can turn into a situation so deadly, and I cannot even fathom the panic that unfolded thereafter. George Sudini was a man who carried unbridled hatred and jealousy, and looking into his website and YouTube channel gives us an eerie glance into his life. I truly hope that today the victims' families are holding up okay, although I cannot even imagine.
There's also an entire network of sex work that happens in the United States. That is true. Every single week, massage parlors are getting busted left and right for happy endings, rub and tugs. Strip clubs are just a front for actual brothels. Private room experiences, Can't touch.
The void that's been left in all of their hearts. Never again will this monster walk the earth.
It's kind of like doping in professional sports, where they have to bust some of them to make it seem like they're addressing the illegality or the problem. Meanwhile, you have law enforcement all the time just getting dirty with it.
Though, and I hope that at the very least grants them a sliver of solace.
All right, so that was pretty disturbing. And I'm being sold to.
Alright guys, before we continue, I'd like to talk about tonight's video sponsor, Incogni. Alright, so I don't know if you guys know
Does he change his voice for the content? It sounds a bit different.
this, but just last month, TransUnion, one of the large
The next whorehouse is 10 minutes away from me. Never goon! Philion speaks of this. Retain your mana, your seed, your masculine essence. Transmute it alchemically into productivity.
largest credit bureaus in the world suffered a massive data breach, inadvertently exposing the social security numbers, addresses, names, and phone numbers of over 4.4 million Americans. Considering how these companies have so much of our data already, fallouts like this only supercharge the risk of identity theft and fraud. To me, it's frustrating that when this happens, we're simply left to fend for ourselves, which is exactly why I've been such an avid user of Incogni. Incogni's a service that works proactively to remove my data before it's even at risk. After signing up, Incogni rapidly gets to work, scouring the net for your info and submitting demands for its removal. I've been so pleased with Incogni that I've recently signed up for their unlimited plan, unlocking one of their newest features called custom removal.
Would you like to outsource all of your internet data to Mossad? Then sign up for today's sponsor. I'm kidding. I don't know who actually owns Incogni.
With this, if I ever find my info somewhere out there, I can submit a direct link to Incogni, who will quickly get to work on removing it. Go to incogni.com/Nexpo and use code Nexpo for an exclusive offer of 60% off. Incogni helps wipe yourself from the internet completely. They can't harm you if they can't find you. So click the link below to claim your 60% off and get your personal data off the market. Thank you so much again to Incogni. Now let's get back to it.
Devastating earthquakes can and do happen all over the world, but here in the United States, we can greatly reduce fatalities by being prepared. And that can start with understanding earthquakes themselves.
I'm not scared of earthquakes.
Everybody loves a good time. Whether you're
A warrior's sack must be full if he is to have the hunger for conquering his enemies and the drive to seek the promised land. That's right.
young or old, the excitement of
Enjoying yourself is a special part of life.
How do you guys feel about analog horror? The whole VHS voice modulation. It's actually scary because it's nostalgic. Yeah, it's overdone. It's played out.
It's a homeland rivalry. The Oakland A's are visiting the San Francisco Giants.
Now this is disturbing. Imagine watching sports
For Game 3 of the World Series, and the crowd is, understandably, fired up. At the helm of the ABC Sports broadcast
Someone gonna get decapitated or something?
that day are sports commentators Al Michaels and Tim McCarver, and the pair open the day by going through stats and predictions for the upcoming game. For the entire opening sequence, everything seemed to be
Is the stadium gonna fall into a crater because of the earthquake? That would be cool.
business as usual. That is,
You're out!
until they're met with an unexpected surprise.
Second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an
At this moment, a magnitude 6.9 earthquake tears through San Francisco,
Dude, I would have tanked that shit.
causing this broadcast to go off air and sending millions into panic.
Emergency Center, what are you reporting? There's a major gas leak on Freedom Boulevard. Okay, where's the leak coming from? Emergency Center, what are you reporting?
regarding the earth.
The ground just shakes. So like, oh, what's the point here? What's the worst that could happen? I would hold a plank the entire time.
Quake, I'm wondering,
Do you need police, fire, ambulance, sir? Emergency Center, what are you reporting?
a house on fire.
What's on fire? What's on fire?
A house.
What's the address?
All we know is it's at the end of Comstock Field Road, which runs on
What coast am I from? The only correct answer. East Coast, Beast Coast. Can't you tell?
It seemed to come out of nowhere. No warning, no signs, not even a single indication that the lives of millions would be changed in an instant. That day, the San Andreas Fault ruptured, causing a catastrophic earthquake called Loma Prieta. It was evoked by the Pacific Plate pushing vertically up and northwestward for a length of 6 entire feet at the epicenter. And while, on paper, it doesn't sound like a massive number, the damage it left behind spanned in the range of billions. The Nimitz Freeway
This is not that disturbing.
encountered a total collapse.
I want my money back.
The San Francisco Bay Bridge split before drivers' eyes, and shopping malls and housing complexes crumbled to ruin.
We have
It's just unlucky RNG. What are you going to do?
an unofficial word, or it perhaps is official now. 7 people, we know 7 people have died in this crash, including the one, or in this quake rather, including the one when an old building south of Market collapsed on people in automobiles. And there is one other death too, perhaps one on the Bay Bridge when that section of it collapsed. But here trying to get people out of their homes, some injuries, perhaps just panic as well. And this, if it indeed is the big one that we've heard so much about, and people trying to do whatever they can to stop the fire, but part of the problem, obviously, is gas.
On the Nimitz Freeway, there once stood a section of road called the Cypress Street Viaduct. It was a multi-level concourse, and when it was built, over 160,000 vehicles reportedly passed over
This is why I don't leave my house. In fact, this is why I roll around everywhere in my Herman Miller chair.
it every single day. Because of this section of highway resulted in the most severe casualties in the entire city. 42 out of 63 Loma Prieta deaths happened here, seemingly out of nowhere. Without even a second to react that day, the upper deck collapsed downward, crushing the cars on the lower level and causing a myriad of crashes above them. And the scene it left behind, with people, lives, families, children being helplessly trapped in a predicament like this, is absolutely heartbreaking.
I don't know if there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's too dated, but I feel nothing. Like, it's unfortunate. I just don't have any actual, like, emotional ties to this event. Consider me undisturbed. You know what it is? It's because it's a natural disaster. There's nothing you can do. Versus the lunatic, undergooned psychopath that kills innocent people. Now that's disturbing. Who then blogs about it on his personal autistic website. That's fucked up. This is just a series of unfortunate events.
That day, nearly 4,000 landslides, a tsunami, 3,757 injuries, and 63 deaths were caused by this sudden catastrophe. And the most haunting part is, that number, paradoxically, would have been so much higher were the World Series not happening. Reportedly, rush hour traffic was not nearly as high as normal, since thousands left work.
Too desensitized? That's also part of it. Open up X, just see 12 Indians getting exploded by a train, or a cartel beheading video, or, I don't know, a social media influencer's neck getting shot.
Work early to watch the game at home. Had they been out on the roads instead, like they otherwise would have been, then
or like war live streamed. Lemony Snicket speaks of this. I think about 2 people are going to understand that name and reference.
The outcome of this earthquake may have been even worse than reality. To this day, Loma Prieta stands as the 3rd costliest earthquake in U.S. history, and in its wake are thousands of families that were uprooted forever. While the city has since banded together and rebuilt to reinforce...
Gooning incel is on the same level of a literal force of nature and levels of disturbing. Something to think about there. There is something very dark about it. And it's because it has to do with the psychosexual. Freud speaks of this. Nietzsche speaks of this.
Structures in preparation for the inevitable next one. The harrowing events that took place back then will undoubtedly live on in infamy. The broadcasts, home videos, and damage reports from the incident are haunting and really drive home just how powerful Mother Nature can really be. Whether it's hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, blizzards, what have you, humanity is and always will be at the painful mercy of nature.
The fact that people don't clock how much psychic damage porn has done to them is sad. It's legit on the same level as beheading videos in terms of psychic damage done. Yeah, it can't be good for you. I think that's where you get the radicalization of certain fetishes. Because, you know, you start out with some soft core, maybe some missionary. And then you're like, only doggy style satisfies this itch. Oh, now I need to see feet. Now I'm gay. Now I like troons. Now it's gotta be my stepmommy. Then boom, it's all water sports and furries. That's right. 2 months in, it's midget BBWs.
Are there people in your life that exemplify the essence
And then you're voting blue. No, I'm kidding.
of courage to you?
Help, I'm stuck.
What about for fearful children who just need an extra push?
No, you know what actually happens? You destroy your soul because you're sitting in the cuck chair digitally. You're looking at other naked men. Gay! That's disturbing. And that's around the internet. I should make these videos.
Yeah, don't be afraid. It's gonna be okay. I think it's a prank.
You see, I would make cool videos like this, except when I do, I get demonetized and age restricted because I actually show footage of a cult who killed themselves wearing swaggy Nike sneakers. Heaven's Gate. YouTube's just like, no, money? I don't think so. I'll be taking that. So what's the point? Give it to me raw, uncut, uncensored. Mentioned 9/11? I'll take $6,000.
The night is unremarkable.
Talking about COVID? Shadow banned.
Jacob and Sarah Henderson have just put down their 5 and 7-year-old daughters to bed. It's quiet. Time to wind down. A night like any other. The family has lived here, nestled in the small town of Maybank, Texas, for years. And while they overall seemed content, Jacob had begun noticing something off.
Okay, Skinamarink, we get it. Cartoons.
Sarah, for the past 2 weeks, has been having strange episodes. She seems to be scared of something, like someone stalking her, and it's only getting worse.
Alright, I'll admit, cartoons are inherently creepy. You're just getting chainsawed as a Looney Tunes episode is playing in the background.
Out of nowhere, Sarah breaks the silence of this otherwise ordinary night, again freaking out about something inexplicable. And so, worried for his wife and hopeful that the two can get some help.
It's because of the dichotomy, because it's colorful and happy. That's right.
Jacob dials 911, seemingly at his wit's end.
The following call has been condensed for brevity. He just called you stupid, chat. He said, I edited this down so that you will pay attention, because you're so brain rotted. Hello? Is this the base department?
Yes, this is Patricia.
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering if I could get somebody to come out here and check my wife out.
Okay, tell me exactly what's going on.
My wife, she's like, I don't know, something's going on with her.
Okay. Can you describe what's going on? The symptoms?
Like she's freaking out like somebody's out to get her.
She's getting gang stalked?
Okay, give us just one moment.
No, this is Patrick. Yeah, it's a fun thought. Marrying my sweet wife, and she just has a psychotic break one day. They're in my skin! The bugs! They're watching me! Just stabs her forehead with a knife. Like, what the fuck?
Because she won't listen to me.
Yeah, happens all the time. Or your wife gives birth and then just throws your kid out a window. You ever hear about that? The schizophrenia creeps in and they just delete their children.
You won't talk to me.
Don't hang up. Stay on the line with me, okay?
So? I'm good. No, you're not.
Yeah. You wake up in a cold sweat and your wife is levitating and her head is spinning 360 degrees and she's projectile vomiting. And then she starts sucking it and you don't know if you should be scared or turned on. And it's the best glip glorp you've ever gotten in your entire life. Sorry, I had to go there.
Yes, I'm okay. You're not good.
Okay, are you with the patient now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how old is the patient?
29.
She's hitting you with that suck you bussy. She's hitting you with the vacuum seal grip 9000.
Fake.
Okay, I promise. Yes, ma'am.
Is she breathing?
Don't you hate it when your woman just curb stomps your kid after suplexing your dog through the coffee table?
Yes, ma'am. She's saying she's alright now. She's saying she's fine now.
right, we can still have them come out and check her out, okay? Okay, does she have a weapon?
No, ma'am.
Where is she right now?
Right here in front of me.
I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next. If it's safe to do so, observe her continuously.
Babe, I told you the Hat Man is gone. Now hang up. Yeah, what do you think causes this? Too many Benadryl? Is she Tylenol pilled?
If it's safe to do so, protect her from herself.
Okay.
Okay, give me just a moment.
Okay, well, like I said, she said she's fine now.
I hate that people have to wait 40 minutes for me to read comments like Solomon Seal's cock ring hexed onto your meat. Just the most ludicrous chats ever. Oh, it's too funny.
Okay, well, they're still on their way, and they can check her out when they get there, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
What happened next was truly disturbing. Courage the Cowardly Dog ass setting.
As we could hear, Sarah had a sudden change in demeanor. Whatever strange behavior she was exhibiting before this call had vanished. She was fine, she claimed, and this whole fiasco was
just on her period. I mean, we've all been there.
Nothing but a big misunderstanding.
That is, until the next night.
Everything is fine. Jacob jolts awake, and something is wrong. His wife isn't next to him.
We found her with a Hunter Biden collab bad dragon in her nightstand.
They're screaming in the next room. And once he comes to, makes his way out into his darkened living room.
Not the kid, bro.
He's met with a scene straight out of a nightmare.
It is highly distressing. Please skip 3 minutes and 5 seconds if you can't handle it. Chat, I don't know about you, brother, but I'm not a wussy. Do we skip the cutscene? It's really just sad. Hello? Is this the base department?
Henderson County 911.
Yes. My wife is shot her kid.
I told you! Didn't I call it?
Okay, is this Jacob?
Yes.
Okay, what is your wife's name?
She's trying to commit that now. She's trying to choke herself. Why do you keep grabbing your neck?
What is her name, sir?
Sarah Henderson.
Sarah Henderson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Paranoid schizophrenia, for fuck's sake. Yeah, turns out the kids were actually demons. It's horrifying.
Okay. All right, and how old are the children?
7 and 5.
And they're in the bedroom?
Huh?
Are they in the bedroom, sir?
No, they're in the living room.
They're in the living room and they're not breathing?
No.
Were you home when she did this, or?
The fact that he's still in the house is wild. Yeah. Honey, it's gonna be okay. Dude.
Did you just get home?
I was asleep.
You were asleep?
Yes.
And you have the weapon now, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry, girls. God forgive me? Like, how do you explain this?
God forgive me, please. Are there any other weapons in the house?
Yes.
Okay. Does she have access to them, or are you keeping her from doing that?
No, I'm trying to.
Don't bring God into this mess. Yeah.
Okay, sir, we do have help on the way, okay? We have an ambulance headed that way as well as officers, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to...
No.
Okay.
Why did I do that, babe? I don't know.
She's not trying to leave or anything,
Yeah, can you bring a Gatorade?
correct?
What's going on here, Jay? Nothing's going on. That's what I tried telling you. She keeps saying somebody's after her. There's nobody after her. There's nothing. She keeps saying people are coming. There's nobody even here.
Why did I do that, babe, is insane. But you tell me, witch.
What, babe? Nothing. Nothing. I'm lost, babe.
I feel like you'd have to burn her at the stake.
I'm still here, Jacob, okay?
Yes. Stop.
Looks like their officers may be pulling up right now. Do you see them outside?
Jimmy, they're here.
Okay, well, I'll let you go now, okay, so you can open the door.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's disturbing. That's a big switch up after the earthquake.
A shocking case. A mother in jail right now, accused of killing her two young
What if the guy's in on it? The plot thickens. We call this premeditated.
daughters. One little girl was 7, the other just 5. The shooting happened this morning 62 miles southeast of Dallas, outside the town of Payne Springs. Rebecca Lopez is there with details.
That night, Sarah
Nothing good happens in Texas.
Henderson had taken the lives of her two daughters, Kaylee and Kinley. And throughout this call, we can hear her stating things that make no sense at all. She asks her husband why she didn't. She inquires on what's happening. It seems at first that she had no idea what exactly she had just done. Following this call,
Imagine being those kids, man, just absolutely low-rolled your spawn point. That's what I'm saying.
Sarah Henderson was arrested and charged at the Henderson County Jail with capital murder after confessing to the crime. Because of her erratic behavior, she was placed on suicide watch. However, during her interrogation, she admitted something that gave authorities
She's only 29.
Pause. It's unclear if she ever truly thought that someone was out to get her that night, because as it turned out, she admitted to having premeditated the entire thing. For 2 whole weeks, Sarah had planned to take the lives of her children. Children who were oblivious, who were going to school, playing outside, who had no idea that their lives would end on that fateful
What the fuck?
night. Since this incident, Jacob Henderson has divorced Sarah, who remains locked away in prison. As it stands, she's set to spend the rest of her life behind bars and has no possibility ever for parole.
That is how you know women are evil? Adam speaks of this.
According to one of their family members, the loss of Kaylee and Kinley will
I don't know, dude. She made me bite the fucking apple.
forever pain them, because things like this don't just go away. These kids loved their mother and likely did until the moment she ripped their lives from them. A loss like this doesn't heal with time, they claimed. Our family is broken.
And you're looking like this, then I'm gonna get you with the Kodak disc. And sure as shooting, I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna get you with the Kodak disc.
So far, that probably takes the cake. If I were to rank them, that's got to be number 1, most disturbing. Number 2's got to be the Gooner. Number 3, last place, Earthquake.
Reddit.com.
Oh my god. You know, this is actually the most disturbing thing here. This is my worst nightmare.
Where millions congregate. An expanse where you can find community surrounding just about any topic you can think of.
Jump scare, what the fuck?
Creepy games. Things you can just barely remember.
Tip of my tongue, more like tip of my mushroom.
And even a place to investigate. On the evening of December 9th, 2024, a post would grace the RBI2 subreddit. It comes from a Super Heat Ran 2, and it has a simple backstory. Terrifying film found at a thrift store. I found this film photo at my thrift store inside of an old Kodak carousel box.
Tip of my penis for Gooners to find a specific adult film. I hate that you just reminded me that that exists. Because I was one of their moderators. No. I do remember that subreddit though. It's on the tip of my penis! And then you'd have a response in 4 seconds. Time-stamped, MLA double-spaced format. Yeah, in order. Double infanticide, Gooner shooter, tectonic plates moving. More work went into that subreddit than Mike Israel's thesis. That's a great callback.
Alright, so before we continue, I'd like to state that the image accompanying this post is one of the eeriest, most disturbing, and most mysterious photos that I have ever seen. It's something that gave me pause the first time I saw it.
Hey yo, pause!
This can't be real, can it? I'm going to have to censor it, but I'm sure you'll get the idea. This is the OP's photo.
Now what in tarnation am I looking at?
It depicts a body haphazardly thrown into a corner, in such a mess that you can't even make out the position the person is even placed in. Darkened blood covers the floor, the walls, the bed. If this is real, then it's pretty damn convincing.
Guys, it's just art.
My eye, we're looking at a murder scene. However, why was this found stuffed within a Kodak box? And what the hell happened here? Hello everyone. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Here's what I did. When I saw the photo, I was curious and pointed into a contrast area to look at it, and my body jolted. I didn't buy the Kodak carousel. I just took the photo and went outside. I went to another store next door and called the non-emergency line, describing what I saw and that I felt like it was genuine. They told me they're sending an officer when available. They didn't have an ETA. I'm waiting in my car as of now.
Adding the echo was a retarded choice, just read the script. Clearly, you don't understand the depths of this production value.
As you'd expect, commenters were morbidly intrigued. It was unanimously agreed that calling the cops was the right call. However, some suggested for them to post it in various missing persons subreddits. If this were real, then it just might help in some unsolved case out there.
Yeah, okay, Mr. ARG.
Aside from a few minor...
I swear to God, if this turns out to be, to this day, and we still don't know if it's real, I'm gonna crash out.
...interactions on their post, the OP never gave a substantial update again. They handed everything over to the police and abandoned their account, forever leaving this mystery wide open for online speculation.
Until...
I know it's just a photo, but this is genuinely one of the creepiest that I have ever seen. It's a window into someone's life, and it's enveloped in absolute mystery. To this day, there's been zero movement on this case. No follow-ups from the OP. All we're left with is this intense...
If this is fake and gay, you'll be the next photo on the Kodak OP.
Disturbing discovery. Completely dead in the water. So, who is this? Who is the body in the photo? To that question,
we may never know.
Oh, spooky slop. I fucking called it again, dude. That's not good enough for me. What do you mean we just don't know? It's not even spooky if he blurs the image. So true.
It's November 11th of 2009.
Alright, so in the rankings, I'm going infanticide, gooner shooter, Kodak, tectonic plates. Got one more.
And a YouTube channel is born.
How am I supposed to be traumatized by a radio edit?
It belonged to a 19-year-old man named Nick Stausenberger, and it had a simple premise. Nick would upload a handful of seemingly random videos, a room tour, random skits, vlogs from his daily life.
Bolting off to answer the phone.
Yo, getting absolutely bunker buster bombed right now. I gotta take cover. Over on kick.com/Philion, that's 10 gifted subs?
Really bad with action poses, as you can tell. Maybe I should have put some action lines like whoosh, 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 but...
Interestingly, Nick was an eccentric character. He constantly went on record about how poor his living conditions were, much to his own doing. He would never brush his teeth.
Oh my god. This is the most disturbing frame of the entire video. Holy smokes.
He would never shower. He hated his parents.
Dude, he'd be a great streamer.
And everything about his life seemed...
That's why we haven't blown up yet, because I take way too many showers. I'm too fucking sexy. I'm too handsome. I'm too tall. I'm too much of a Chad. I'm too rich. I'm not relatable.
Entirely parasitical.
I have to poop in my diaper. And let it ferment.
What? Alright, I'm trying to film the cat. Morris.
Throughout his videos, we would learn that Nick had a half-sister named Amber, someone who he'd play games and have stick fights with. And while it's a bit strange for someone his age to be having stick fights...
What the fuck is a stick fight? No, I'm the Jedi. You're the Sith Lord.
It would pale in comparison to his online activity before and after.
He's a gooner, I'm calling it. Physiognomy never lies.
This blip in his life.
What is he gonna do to the sister, bro? I have the high ground.
few years prior, Nick would correspond with a girl he met online named Anna. Having connected through a role-playing forum, the two had begun dating in 2006, constantly chatting about their personal lives and engaging in
Hell yeah, based. What's your excuse, incel?
role-playing. Curiously though, as the months went on and Nick's trust in Anna had grown, he would eventually admit something.
It turns out Anna is actually a man.
Equal parts disgusting and illegal.
Oh, cheese pizza, predator pasta, what are we talking here? Who was it, Nick? Who was it? I think I know where this is going. No, dude. No.
You see, Nick had extremely depraved interests and a self-admitted attraction to children.
Oh.
I can't show you every message here, but on this day, directly to Anna, he admitted to sexually assaulting his half-sister, Amber. Keep in mind that this was the same girl he had stick fights with. The same girl who he can be seen towering over.
Where's Skeeter Gene, bro? When you need him!
In her birthday video.
This is real footage. I think this might take the cake. I'm not even kidding. This is shooting up to #1 for me.
Nick Stautzenberger is a predator, and his victim was living directly under the same roof as he.
It's always the incel chud physiognomy. Ugh, I'm gonna throw up, dude. Fucking grease maxers.
After this confession, word spread throughout Nick's circle fast. One by one, his girlfriend Anna and everyone acquainted with him would sever ties from him, and Anna would even hand this chat log to the police, yet it would, frustratingly, lead nowhere. On his website, called Tales of the Nick, he would chronicle this chapter of his life, along with just about every other thought that's popped into his mind for years. And on a multitude of his journal entries, we can spot him expressing disdain for being ostracized by everyone that knew him. Even so, none of this bothered him more than being cut off by the one person that mattered to him most. And that was Anna. Nick.
Why do I find these terminally online schizoids like the most evil? Something about their ugliness is like so Reddit coded and filthy, and it makes me hate them even more. It's like they have no awareness of how grotesque they are.
Would, over the next few years, begin to mention Anna more and more.
They're like snarky. Everyone's blocking me. You're a fucking pedophile.
In fact, he grew an eerie obsession over her, penning post.
What's the point? Just burrowing on like message boards? It's like a weird misconnection in their brain. I don't know.
After post about how she's his wife, how he's holding out hope that the two would get back together, and even going forth to create a blog dedicated specifically to her. Entirely fed up and at her wit's end, Anna would disparage Nick on her own blog in April of 2009, expressing how creepy it is that Nick is going to such intense lengths to dig up her personal information, and how he deserves to have been cut off by everyone online. Even so, Nick not once ever found anything wrong with his behavior. He found nothing wrong with his open attraction towards those that could never give consent. And he found absolutely nothing.
That's his live journal. I am not clicking on that link.
Wrong with what he was doing to his little sister behind closed doors. Effectively, this little girl was trapped, and for a while, it seemed like no one could do a single thing about it.
Until... Where's the resolution?
It wouldn't be until 2015 when authorities would finally give this case the attention it deserves. In April of that year, a report was called in to the Manor Township Police about a sexual assault. Yet this time, it wouldn't be from Anna, but rather from Amber, his half-sister. A girl victimized by Nick for nearly a decade had silently
get his ass
gathered evidence against him. And on April 30th, Nick Stautzenberger would be arrested on 3 counts of indecent assault of a child and 1 count of involuntary deviant intercourse with a child. Reportedly, the situation inside their home was so bad that the assaults date back to when this girl was only 6 years old.
You see, jail is not enough.
In 2016, Nick was convicted and sentenced to 16.5 to 40 years in prison. Since then, he's appealed his sentencing twice, but was denied each time. The complete and utter rot of one's childhood. That is the only way I can describe the situation that Amber found herself ensnared in. The mental and emotional torment.
The breaking wheel? What is that? Is that a torture technique?
That Nick Stautzenberger unleashed upon her life had decimated what were supposed to be her formative years. And for the rest of her life, she'll have to carry this weight with her.
So that was the diet version of what actually went on in order to comply with YouTube's guidelines. You would have your bones broken from the feet to the head, and then your body wrapped around a wheel to raise on a pole. Skinned and then put on a wheel. What do you mean he will be eligible for parole? We're too soft.
The World Wide Web is vast, and within its darkest corners awaits some of the most unnerving content out there. Tonight, you and I dove into 5 more disturbing things from around the internet. I hope you all enjoyed this, and if you have any topic submissions, feel free to send them over to my new inbox at submit.
I'm gonna go take a bath in holy water. See, the things about disturbing stories is that they just leave a hole in your stomach, a pit, a void. There's just nothing to do from here. There's just nowhere to go. I just have to go about my day and soy face at the grass. Like, ugh. Meanwhile, I just had police calls beamed into my head for the last 40 minutes of the most horrific accounts of murder ever. Yeah, nice day out, huh?